Hey guys, so this will be my final video on the subject. Yeah, I just wanted to give like a year-long update. It's been about a year and 3 months, I believe, around there. So I just wanted to touch on some things that people have been asking me. One would be swelling. So swelling really depends on the person and the surgery that they're getting, but it really just depends on the person. I can tell you what I did, which is icing for the first 3 days, the first 72 hours, as well as heat after the initial 3 days. I did heat for like a month after. It just felt really good. It felt soothing. It felt relaxing to me. So that's one thing that I tried to do more often. So yeah, that's that for swelling. And then I did buy this gel called Arnicare gel. It's kind of for swelling from like injuries and stuff, but technically it is a big injury to your face, getting surgery. So I used that every night, and then I used a jade face roller on top of it just to, you know, get the blood flowing and smooth everything out. What's also really good for swelling is talking initially, like right after surgery, moving your mouth, exercising your face. That's really big for swelling. A lot of people, when they get the surgery, they don't want to really move their mouth a lot. They don't want to move their cheeks. They don't want to make it uncomfortable. But it really helps a lot if you do that and you do it regularly, because by the time that you get your wires taken out, you'll be able to talk more, or you'll be able to talk better. You'll be able to talk with your mouth more open if you practice with it more. So that's that. Yeah, so that's really what I did for swelling. And right before I got my wires taken out, they were even saying, like the nurse and the doctor were saying how good I sounded compared to other people, because I practiced. And that's one thing they'll tell you in the class before you get the surgery, is to move your face. Like, don't just sit there for 2 to 4 weeks or 6 weeks and not move a dang muscle on your face. Like, you have to move everything. So that's for swelling. Other people do different things. That's just what I did. So yeah. Numbness. I am still numb right here. This whole section right here is pretty much numb. I could feel like a tingling sensation, and my lip right here too. This side is fine. I can feel everything, but it's just the left side. So yeah, that's something that I knew going in, a possibility that there could be permanent numbness. I don't know if it's permanent. It's been a little over a year. So I would say in like at the 5-year mark, I can really like say, okay, it's never coming back. Because a lot of people have said that if you're still numb in an area, it could take a really, really, really long time for it to come back. So I don't know, I'm kind of holding out hope, but I'm pretty used to it by now, so it doesn't bother me. I'm so sorry if I say the word too many times. That's just how I talk, and I'm gonna mess up what I'm saying if I try to focus on that. So anyway, what else? Everything going back to normal, like eating wise, that doesn't happen for a long time, just to be honest. It doesn't happen until like the 4-month mark, really, like to where you feel 100% like, oh, I can eat this, I can eat that, you know, just like normal things. So that's something that kind of sucks, and it gets old in the middle of it. Around the 3-week mark, I'm gonna be completely honest with everyone, because I don't want to make a video that's all peachy and happy and perfect, because it's not. The surgery is not perfect. It is far from it. But it's worth it 100%. So like 3 weeks in, I got really depressed. And it only lasted for like 2 days. But I was like crying my eyes out all day. Like there was no stopping. I was all day for 2 days, all day crying, sobbing, for multiple reasons. One, because my life was completely changed in a day from getting the surgery. I mean, it like total 180, like completely different. So I couldn't really do anything, and so that's what was killing me. I couldn't even like bend over for more than 5 seconds. I couldn't eat. I couldn't talk right. You know, I couldn't. The eating part really gets to you, because then you have no energy, and then when you have no energy and you can't do all this other stuff that you used to do, it just like drives you insane. So that was like the 3rd weekend for me. But after those 2 days, and after I talked with my circle, you know, my fiance, my mom, my best friend, you know, my mother-in-law, just everyone that was around me, after talking to them a lot about it, I felt much better. And that's something that I really highly suggest for people, is that you have a support system around you, because you're gonna need it. You cannot do it by yourself. I mean, you can, but it's gonna be so hard. So I would highly suggest having at least one person to do this with you, to be your like caretaker. You know, stay on top of your meds. You have to take a Norco like every 3 to 6 hours or something for the pain. And it's not pain, it's just like really high discomfort. And you want to sleep but you can't, or you want to sleep but you don't want to because you're scared to. That, I don't know about you guys, but that was that experience for me. I was deathly afraid to go to sleep. The first 3 days I was really scared to go to sleep, because my nose was so clogged with like blood and boogers that I could not breathe out of my nose. So it was solely out of my mouth, but my mouth was wired shut. So when I would go to sleep, I'd like breathe like that, and I can't breathe out of my nose. So it was highly scary, and I didn't want to go to sleep for a long time, and the only thing that would make me go to sleep was a Norco. So liquid Norco that they give you. So yeah, that's really important if you want to stay sane, is to stay on top of your meds. Because it'll mellow you out, and it'll relax you so that you're not so anxious about what's going on. Humidifier, so important. Humidifier when you're sleeping. Oh my god, you're so like clogged everywhere after surgery that it's like almost impossible to breathe for the first like few days. So once that all clears out, though, it was the 4th day for me, was the day that everything kind of cleared out. And I kind of helped it a little bit. I took like Q-tips and like, because it was gross. But yeah, so that's that. Yeah, everything is pretty much, it's very doable. It's very scary before you do it, but after you do it, it's like your reality now. So you really just kick it into gear and like deal with it, and it's fine, and you just, you know, this is your life now. So yeah, and it was at a time where there was a lot of family stuff going And we had a lot of like parties going on, so I didn't feel comfortable doing that for the first couple weeks. But after the second week, I started to come around people, and it was still uncomfortable because I still was like, so it's totally obvious, and that's the only thing people are going to look at. That's the only thing people are going to talk to you about. So, because it's not like a usual thing that people go through. Like, I'm the only one in my family that needed it, and my family's huge. So, I'm the only one that needed it. I had an aunt that is my godmother. She, not like blood related, but you know, basically. And she had it, so she was a big, she was like a big part in me doing it, and me like feeling comfortable to do it, because I saw her result. And another friend of mine, a part of my fiance's family, she did it too, and she was a really big help also. So knowing people that have already done it is very helpful too, because they can kind of tell you, even though both the ones that I knew did it so long ago, so they didn't really remember a lot of the stuff. But overall, they both said it's 100% worth it. You have to do it if you need it, and it'll improve your life so much better. And a lot of people think, let me just clear this up, because I know I said it in the first one too, a lot of people think it's cosmetic. That's like the first thing they think is, oh, it's cosmetic. It's the opposite of cosmetic. It wouldn't be covered by Kaiser if it was cosmetic. It's not something that I would go through if it was cosmetic. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize how tough that was. Like, going through that makes me like aware that I'm capable of literally anything. Like, I was deathly afraid of getting pregnant, and now I'm like, oh, I went through jaw surgery, I got pregnancy. So yeah, it's a crazy time. It's a crazy experience. It's something that I highly recommend to anyone who needs it. I know it's scary, I know it's hard, but if I can do it, if other people can do it, you can do it. This is a perfect time to do it, because it's the newest, you know, technology and whatnot. So, you know, back in the day, people would take like 6 months of being wired shut, or like 3 months of being wired shut. Now it's only 2 weeks, 14 days, and sometimes it's even less than that, depending on the surgery. Like, if you get just one jaw worked on, I believe it's like less than 14 days. It's probably like a week. So yeah, it's really something that I suggest you do if you need it. If you can fix it with orthodontic work, like braces and stuff, do that first. Because I tried that when I was a kid. I tried doing that first, and nothing worked. No process, nothing worked. So they were like, you're gonna have to get surgery if you want it. It's not mandatory, you know. If you can live with your jaw out of place, then do that. But I hated it. I literally hated it. Both for function and cosmetic reasons, I hated it. But the only reason why I did it, got the surgery, was because of function reasons. But I hated my underbite and my open bite because of both reasons. It really messes with your symmetry of your face. You know, it's like, and people notice, even though they don't say anything, and they're gonna tell you that it looks fine and it looks normal like other people's jaws, but they're lying to you. It's not. it's out of alignment, and it's not correctly aligned. That means that you have to fix it if you want it aligned. But if you're fully comfortable with your want to draw how it is, then don't do it. Like, don't go through all that if you don't feel like it's necessary, or if you're comfortable in what you're doing right now, then don't do it. It's not worth all that if you're comfortable right now. But I was very uncomfortable, and I've been wanting and waiting for this surgery for years, like since I was a kid. I can't even tell you how awkward it was talking to people. Just for me personally, like just knowing that they're looking at my jaw, or they're looking at my lisp, or they're looking at whatever, and even though they might not be, I'm just like, in my head, that's all I'm thinking about, and I'm not even listening to what they're saying. So after surgery, that's completely different. I'm totally comfortable talking to people, eating in front of people, sleeping. There's so many things function-wise that it improves that you don't even realize until after you're done and after you get it. And yeah, so that's really what I want people to know about my surgery, about the surgery in general. You shouldn't ever look into getting the surgery unless your orthodontist says so or refers you. And that's strictly your orthodontist. You can't go to your doctor and be like, do I need the surgery? You have to consult with your orthodontist. If you don't have one, find one, because that's where you start. Because that's where they can tell, oh, we can fix this with braces, or like retainers, or expanders, or whatever. Or they'll tell you, no, it's not fixable. Mine was like a class C, I think, like the worst case maybe. I think that was mine. Yeah, mine was really bad. So yeah. And a lot of people ask like how it comes about. I honestly don't know, because both of my parents don't have it. My grandparents on both sides don't have it. No one in my blood family that I know has a misaligned jaw, so I honestly don't know how it happens. I guess it just develops the way you develop. I don't know. So yeah, if you have any other questions, comments, whatever, leave them down below. I hope I addressed all the questions. And yeah, overall, it's like the result is something that's like once in a lifetime. It's 100% worth it. I would do it over again if I had the chance. I wouldn't do it again though if for some reason something went wrong and then I needed it again. I wouldn't do it again, just because it's like, it's too much. But if I were to do it over again, I would get this surgery again for sure. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, this is my last video. Oh, and so this is what I look like from this side, and then from the other side, and from the front. So yeah. All right.